As an orthopedist, I see the devastating impact of bone fractures in seniors daily. There's one common morning habit, seemingly harmless, that I'm begging you to stop because it's a silent bone breaker. You absolutely need to know this to protect yourself. Every day in my clinic, I show X-rays to patients, often revealing the silent progression of osteoporosis or osteopenia. Bones, once strong, become porous and brittle, sometimes without any prior warning signs. It's a stark reality that many face as they age, making them incredibly susceptible to fractures from even minor incidents. This underlying fragility is the stage upon which many morning mishaps play out, turning simple movements into potential dangers. We must acknowledge this hidden weakness to understand the risks we face each dawn, as our very framework is more delicate than we might realize. And often this realization comes too late after a fall. After several hours of sleep, your body is in a state of relative immobility. Muscles and joints stiffen, and your circulation hasn't quite ramped up to full speed. Think of it like a car engine on a cold morning. It needs a moment to warm up before it can perform optimally. This morning stiffness means your supportive structures are as responsive or flexible as they are later in the day. Demanding sudden, forceful movements from a body in this cold start condition is asking for trouble, placing undue stress on joints and bones that are not yet prepared for the day's demands and the sudden shift in activity. One of the most insidious morning dangers is postural or orthostatic hypotension. This is that sudden drop in blood pressure you might experience when you go from lying down to sitting or standing up too quickly. It can cause dizziness, lightheadedness, or even a momentary blackout. For a senior, especially one with already compromised bone density, this brief spell of unsteadiness can be catastrophic. It's often in these few seconds of disequilibrium that a fall occurs, leading directly to the fractures I spend my days mending. It's a physiological trap many walk into unknowingly, simply by trying to start their day. As we age, our proprioception, our body's innate sense of its position in space, can become less acute. Your internal GPS, so to speak, might not be as sharp, especially first thing in the morning when your senses are still waking up. This, combined with natural, age-related changes in balance, means you're inherently less stable during those initial morning moments. The intricate system that keeps you upright and coordinated isn't firing on all cylinders yet. It's making precise, controlled movements more challenging and increasing the likelihood of a misstep or a stumble that could lead to significant injury. The early morning environment itself often contributes to the risk. Low light conditions, before the sun is fully up or before you've turned on all the lights, can obscure obstacles. Perhaps you're navigating from your bed to the bathroom in semi-darkness, relying on muscle memory. That familiar path can harbor unexpected hazards, a misplaced shoe, a rug edge. Your vision is still adjusting, and your reaction times might be slower. It's this combination of reduced visibility and a body that's not fully alert that turns a simple walk into a potential minefield for fragile bones. If care is untaken immediately upon waking, there's a dangerous paradox at play. Your home is where you feel safest, but this very sense of security can lead to complacency. Because the environment is so familiar, you might not pay as much attention to your movements as you would in an unfamiliar place. This is particularly true for morning routines, which are often performed on autopilot. It's precisely this lack of conscious attention to how you're moving your body in those first few moments of the day that I see contributing to so many preventable fractures. The most familiar places can hide unexpected risks when awareness unfortunately wanes. When people think of fractures in seniors, they often picture dramatic falls, tumbling down a flight of stairs, or a significant slip on an icy sidewalk. And yes, these are definite dangers we must guard against. However, as an orthopedist, I can tell you that a surprising number of the fractures I treat, especially in the wrist, hip, or spine, don't stem from such spectacular events. The culprit is often far more subtle, a seemingly innocuous action that has been repeated thousands of times without prior incident, until that one fateful morning when the conditions were just wrong and the body couldn't compensate. There's a common misconception that bone fractures are primarily the result of high-impact activities, things like heavy lifting, strenuous sports, or major accidents. While these can certainly cause significant trauma, many of my senior patients arrive in my office with fractures sustained during very low-impact, everyday activities. They weren't trying to lift something heavy or engage in risky behavior. They were often just going about their normal morning routine, performing a simple movement that, under specific circumstances I'm about to explain, put an unbearable strain on their already vulnerable bones. Consider the movements you perform every single day without a second thought. Brushing your teeth, making coffee, or, critically, getting out of bed. These actions become so ingrained, so automatic, that we cease to pay conscious attention to how we're performing them. It's precisely within these unthinking habitual movements that a hidden risk lies, especially when combined with the morning vulnerabilities we've discussed. The danger isn't in the movement itself, but in the way it's executed when your body is least prepared, and your mind is not fully engaged with the physical task at hand. The alarm clock blares, nature calls, or the day's to-do list immediately floods your mind. This sense of morning urgency can be a significant contributor to injury. There's often a rush to get up and get going, to transition from sleep to full activity as quickly as possible. This haste can lead us to neglect proper body mechanics, to move impulsively rather than deliberately. I've seen countless patients whose fractures were precipitated by this very rush. A quick, ill-considered movement made in an effort to jumpstart the day. With painful and lasting consequences for their bones and their independence, it's also crucial to consider the role of medications. Many common prescriptions, including those for blood pressure, sleep, or pain, can have side effects like dizziness, grogginess, or impaired coordination, particularly in the morning hours before they've fully metabolized or as they wear off. These effects can significantly amplify the risk associated with certain movements, turning a slightly precarious action into a truly dangerous one. Understanding how your medications might affect your morning alertness and stability is a key part of this preventative puzzle that often gets overlooked in daily life. Believe me, there's a unique kind of frustration an orthopedist feels when treating a fracture that could have been so easily prevented. It's seeing the pain, the loss of independence, the lengthy recovery, and knowing that a small, almost imperceptible adjustment to a daily routine might have changed everything. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about sharing a critical piece of knowledge born from years of seeing this pattern repeat itself, a pattern linked to one specific, widespread morning behavior that I am desperate for you to understand and change for your own safety. So, what is this one morning habit I'm begging you, as an orthopedist, to stop? It's this: suddenly sitting bolt upright in bed from a lying position, and then immediately swinging your legs over the side and standing up, all in one quick, uncoordinated series of movements. This abrupt transition, this jump-and-go approach to leaving your bed, is a recipe for disaster, especially for seniors whose bones and bodies are more vulnerable in the morning. It's a habit many perform without a second thought, yet it's fraught with hidden orthopedic perils that I witness the results of far too often. Let's break down why this is so detrimental, starting with your spine. When you quickly flex your torso to sit up from a supine position, you're placing immense sudden pressure on your lumbar vertebrae and intervertebral discs. These discs are naturally less hydrated and more compressed after a night's rest, making them more susceptible to injury. This forceful, unsupported flexion can lead to disc herniations, acute back strain, or even vertebral compression fractures in those with osteoporosis.
Ow.
It's like yanking on a delicate chain instead of gently lifting it.
Ow.
Something is bound to give under that stress. Next, consider your hips and pelvis. As you abruptly swing your legs over the side of the bed, often combined with a twisting motion of your torso, you're putting significant torsional stress on your hip joints and the sacroiliac joints of your pelvis. Your hip flexor muscles and abductors are suddenly called into action without any warm-up, and your core stabilizers may not engage quickly enough to protect these crucial joints. This can lead to strains, sprains, or worse, create an unstable moment that, combined with dizziness, directly precipitates a fall onto the hip, a common site for devastating fractures. This rapid change in posture, from horizontal to vertical in a matter of seconds, is a profound shock to your circulatory and vestibular systems. It dramatically increases the likelihood of that postural hypotension we discussed earlier, leading to a sudden wave of dizziness or lightheadedness. Just as you're attempting to bear weight, your body simply doesn't have enough time to adjust blood flow to the brain, and your inner ear's balance mechanisms are caught off guard. This physiological surprise is a prime instigator for losing your footing right beside the bed, often before you're fully awake. I've treated countless patients whose stories align perfectly with this scenario. "Doctor, I just sat up in bed like I always do, felt a bit dizzy, and next thing I knew I was on the floor." Often the fracture isn't from a fall from a great height. It's the fall from a standing or even a sitting position right next to the bed directly onto an outstretched hand or onto the hip. The initial catalyst was that abrupt, unsupported sit-up and swing-out motion that destabilized them at the most vulnerable moment of their day. It's a vicious cycle. The quick, thinking movement causes a momentary physiological disruption, which then leads to a misstep or a desperate attempt to regain balance. In that split second of instability, with bones already potentially fragile, the impact with the floor, or even just the awkward twisting to prevent a full fall, is enough to cause a fracture. This isn't about being clumsy. It's about a specific high-risk movement pattern that sets up a cascade of events leading directly to the orthopedist's office. And it's a cycle we must break together. Now, so what's the alternative? How can you safely navigate this crucial morning transition? I teach my patients a simple mantra. Let's call it the wake, turn, pause, push, plant. Proceed method, or more simply, a staged approach. The core idea is to break down the act of getting out of bed into several deliberate, gentle steps, allowing your body time to adjust at each stage. This isn't about adding minutes to your morning. It's about adding safety and protecting your bones with mindful movement instead of abrupt action. It's a conscious sequence, not a rushed reaction to the alarm. Before you even think about sitting up, take a moment while still lying down. Wiggle your toes and fingers, gently flex and extend your ankles and wrists, and maybe do a soft, full-body stretch if it feels good. These small movements help to wake up your muscles and joints, improve circulation slightly, and prepare your body for more significant motion. This pre-flight check signals to your system that activity is about to begin, reducing the shock of sudden movement, and allowing for a smoother transition from rest to action, priming your body gently. Next, instead of sitting straight up, use the log roll technique. Bend your knees, then keeping your back straight and your core gently engaged. Roll onto your side, facing the edge of the bed you intend to exit from. This maneuver protects your spine from dangerous twisting and flexion, especially the vulnerable lumbar region. It's a technique we teach patients after spinal surgery, but it's equally beneficial for everyday prevention. Think of moving your shoulders and hips as one unit, smoothly and controllably, to this side-lying position first. Now that you're lying on your side, allow your legs to naturally swing over the edge of the bed. Simultaneously, use your arms to push your upper body up into a seated position. Your lower arm can push against the mattress, and your top arm can assist. This uses your stronger arm muscles to do the work of lifting your torso rather than straining your back or abdominal muscles. Keep your back relatively straight as you come up. It's controlled. Supported movement is far gentler on your entire musculoskeletal system than the abrupt sit-up that causes so many issues. This next step is absolutely critical and often skipped. Once you are sitting on the edge of the bed with your feet flat on the floor, pause. Stay there for at least 30 seconds, perhaps even a full minute. Take a few deep breaths. Allow your blood pressure to stabilize and your head to clear. This pause gives your circulatory system time to adjust to the change in posture, significantly reducing the risk of dizziness or lightheadedness when you finally stand. Look around, get your bearings, and ensure you feel completely steady before proceeding. Only when you feel perfectly stable and alert should you proceed to stand. Place your feet firmly on the floor, shoulder-width apart. If possible, use your hands to push off from the mattress or a sturdy nearby piece of furniture, like a nightstand. Gauge your leg and core muscles and rise slowly and deliberately. Don't rush this final transition. Once standing, take another moment to ensure your balance before you take your first step. This mindful, supported ascent is the final key to a safe start to your day, protecting those precious bones from unnecessary trauma. Beyond this crucial morning habit, proactive medical care is paramount. Schedule regular checkups with your doctor. Discuss bone density screenings like a DEXA scan, especially if you have risk factors for osteoporosis. Undergo a fall risk assessment, which can identify individual vulnerabilities. Critically, have your doctor or pharmacist review all your medications, including over-the-counter ones and supplements, to check for interactions or side effects like dizziness or drowsiness that could increase your fall risk. This partnership with your healthcare team is foundational to your bone health. You truly are what you eat, and this is especially true for your bones. Ensure your diet is rich in bone-building nutrients. Calcium is, of course, essential, found in dairy products, leafy greens, and fortified foods. Vitamin D is equally vital as it helps your body absorb calcium. Sunlight is a good source, but supplements are often necessary, especially in certain climates or seasons. Don't forget magnesium, vitamin K, and adequate protein, all of which play crucial roles in bone metabolism and strength. A well-balanced, nutrient-dense diet is your internal defense system against fractures. Strong muscles support strong bones and significantly improve balance, your primary defense against falls. Incorporate regular exercise into your routine, focusing on weight-bearing activities, resistance training, and specific balance exercises. Activities like Tai Chi are excellent for improving balance and coordination. Even simple exercises done at home, such as heel, tudo walking, or single-leg stands, can make a huge difference. Consult a physical therapist for a personalized program if you're unsure where to start with these activities. Your home should be your safest haven, not an obstacle course. Take a critical look around for potential fall hazards. Ensure good lighting throughout, especially in hallways, stairwells, and bathrooms. Consider motion sensor nightlights. Remove or secure loose rugs and eliminate clutter from walkways. Install grab bars in the bathroom, by the toilet, and in the shower tub. Make sure stairways have sturdy handrails on both sides. These simple modifications can drastically reduce the risk of a fall at home, where many such incidents unfortunately occur due to overlooked hazards. What you wear on your feet matters immensely, both inside and outside the house. Avoid walking barefoot or in socks on smooth floors, as this significantly increases your risk of slipping. Choose well-fitting shoes with good arch support and non-slip soles. This applies to your slippers too. Opt for those with a secure fit and a grippy bottom, rather than loose backless styles that can easily cause a trip. Proper footwear provides stability, improves your connection with the ground, and can prevent many a slip or stumble, acting as a simple yet effective safety measure. Finally, cultivate a greater sense of body awareness and mindfulness in your daily movements. This means paying attention to how you move, especially during transitions like sitting to standing, turning, or reaching. Slow down, especially when you're tired or distracted. Being present in your body allows you to anticipate and correct imbalances before they lead to a fall. This isn't about being overly cautious or fearful. It's about respectful attention to your physical self. A form of active self-care that can be incredibly protective for your bones and overall well-being as you navigate your day. As your orthopedic ally, seeing you adopt this one simple change in your morning routine, that gentle, staged approach to getting out of bed, would bring me immense relief, because I know firsthand it can save you from pain, surgery, and a loss of independence. It costs nothing but a few moments of mindfulness, yet it can profoundly protect your bones and preserve your quality of life for years to come. This isn't about instilling fear. It's about empowering you with crucial knowledge. If this video has resonated with you, or if you know a senior who could benefit from this advice, please share it. I urge you to leave a comment below. What other morning habits do you find helpful for staying safe? And please, subscribe for more insights aimed at keeping you strong, mobile, and fracture-free. Remember, every sunrise offers a chance to make a choice for your health. Start with this one. Your future self will thank you for it.